All right, so we are going to read this article from a series of articles called, the name of the article is actually called Getting the Shot. And this is about different people and the jobs that they have. And the job what they were reading about today is about Dubé and his photography with the animal world. And so it says he got this dynamic shot as the crocodile swam past him. How creepy. So you guys unfortunately just get the black and white version, which looks spooky, but not half as eerie as that one. I think it's a combination of the reds and the greens, and look at how his eye. Crazy. Anyway, wanted to share that with you. Diving in. Being chased by a shark is just another day at the office for Dubé, who spends more time in the water than on land. After making millions of pictures in his career, after taking millions of pictures in his career, he's accustomed to underwater danger. Dubé started swimming when he was 8 years old. Growing up with the breathing disorder asthma, he didn't play a lot of sports, but he always swam. When he was 12, Dubé took his first pictures underwater using a small camera, which his father helped him wrap in a clear rubber bag to keep dry. His equipment is much fancier now. He dives with 2 or more digital cameras in addition to an array of cameras he sets up on the sea bottom. So that's pretty intense. Cameras aren't his only tool, however. Sometimes he drags along brighter lights and special lenses, a huge amount of equipment. He always dives with his wife, marine biologist Jennifer Hayes. They sometimes work back to back while taking photos so nothing can sneak up on them. If the action gets intense, we get out of the water, he explains. Oh, it said he had a partner, but it didn't say who, but it's his wife. You might think that meeting a shark would have been the worst, but Dubé says that sharks aren't even the scariest creatures. Crocodiles are. Dubé says that crocodiles have good memories. We'd go back and there would be a crocodile waiting to ambush us. So Dubé has a rule for diving with crocs. Never dive in the same place twice. That is just one lesson Dubé has learned in his many assignments to capture the underwater world. Adventures he hopes are far from over. Every dive is a journey of exploration, he says. The sea is a vast, complex thing that we are just beginning to explore. Okay, that super creeps me out. Crocs never dive them. He says that they kind of remember where you've been. Ooh. Creepy. And then I just turn over this page and it just shows, and I shared this page with you in this one. It really actually went to the other page, so, but it just shows pictures of ice falling and his wife going into a glacial cave. Wow. So, getting out my science journal. Again, 4 to 5 sentences. And today, I'm dying. That's a crazy. So, diving in. Today is week 3, day 2. Diving in. Oops. So, in this section, they also use a word that I'm going to start with, because I feel that this is a good definition for the kind of the jobs that he's talking about, for me, or feelings anyway. A fact or definition would be intense. Means very serious. So, if you are in an intense place, it's very serious. All right. So the next thing that I'll put is another fact. Double dives. That looks like Clives. Now it looks like olives. Jeez. Dives with his wife, who is a marine biologist. Now, that is probably the safest person you could dive with because they know a lot about the ocean and the water area. Who is a marine and biologist. And what was her name? Jennifer Hayes, marine biologist. Another fact, they work facing back to back. So creatures can't sneak up on them. Even though, basically in the first one they talked about that cage floating away, somebody wasn't doing their job. I don't know who. I'm not going to say her because that would make me sound like I'm blaming his wife because I don't know if she was the one there. But whoever was his partner in that situation dropped the ball. So creatures can't sneak up on them. Oh. Fact. I'm going to say, so Double thinks crocodiles are more dangerous than sharks. I don't know if I think that. But I do have a connection. Crocodiles seem scarier how do you spell scarier? To me, because they can go on land and water. Exclamation point. Yeah, heck yeah. I'm sorry. It's scarier. I mean, if a shark could go up on land and like just start chasing you, yeah, it's crocodile. Crocodiles are pretty intense. They're pretty big too. So, I have my 5 pieces of information so I can get an A. So I'm going to go ahead and score myself. Just to remind you guys, that's the point of having a score. Sorry for the hiccups. Of having a scoring guide. So I have 5 facts. Quick connections are questions. And then I also am going to go back and look for my spelling and making sure I have a complete sentence, which includes capitals and end marks. So when you do a definition, you don't necessarily have to have an in mark. So I'm going to get +2 for the word intense, but I did spell it right. I checked my spelling in the book. Doublé, I spelt his name right, because that would be easy, because it's right there in the book again. With his wife, who is a marine biologist. This reminds me, I'm going to put here, watch the cougar attack video on our classroom website. The guy talks about the only reason why he feels like he didn't die was because he wasn't wearing earbuds, and he probably would not have been able to hear the cougar attack if he had been wearing earbuds, because the sound of the cougar running up behind him is what he actually heard. So you should watch that video. That's pretty important. So I get 2 points for that one. Capital. Ooh, look. Actually forgot my end mark. Added that. They work facing back to back so creatures can't sneak up on them. And I really should have said him and his wife. But I'm going to say, because I've titled this and said that's the story, I'm going to stick with it. And the next fact, Doublé thinks crocodiles are more dangerous than sharks. And he said why. I didn't write that, but he said that they were more dangerous because they can remember. He feels like he said his exact words were, what did he say? It was like, they remember where you're at. They have good memories. We would go back and the crocodile would be waiting to ambush us. I wonder if he's talking about hours or days. Because, I mean, eventually when the crocodile just kind of like guess that you're not going to be back, I don't know. Crocodiles seem scarier to me because they can go on land and water. So that's my connection. I wonder how many people die from crocodile attacks. I would probably say very few. I don't know. I will look that up. All right. So I have given my score 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because I did 10, so I have +10. Watched the video, did the writing. And so now for my day, when I take a picture of this, I should be able to see what you've had done. Now that does not mean when I ask you to show me, you shouldn't go, well, I don't have anything down yet. If you put it on this score sheet, that means you looked it over and went over it with yourself, following along in the video or following along with the expectations. All right. Have a good night.